Hey, Sam, it's Ian from Baltimore.
Hi, Ian. How are you?
I'm doing well. So I wanted to call in about the Bitcoin thing. I know that it came up yesterday, too. I think it's really interesting that a lot of the Bitcoin defenders basically claim that because it's experimental, that Bitcoin will eventually stabilize into this currency that people can use in their everyday life instead of this speculative mess that it is right now. But they don't realize that the reason it's such a mess is they don't have the institution of a central bank that can set price floors and ceilings to control these wild swings in value.
That's right. Well, supposedly, I guess the market will do it on its own in some fashion. I don't know how that.
Which would, of course, you would wind up ceding the currency to an institution if you were to do that, right? Like you would have to have a big entity come in, buy up some portion of the Bitcoins in circulation, and then serve as, the entity that does that. And that's exactly what the libertarians don't want.
Yeah, the most interesting thing I've read about Bitcoin is just basically like the technology is going to be helpful, but it's not going to work as a currency. But I guess it'll be interesting in 3 or 4 years to look back on this and say, like, was this just a way that a lot of people lost their money?
Well, and the funny thing is that the technology behind it makes sense for like tracking transfers of value. But if you actually, if you put that technology in the hands of a state, like you were saying, they could create a currency like that. But that would be exactly what they don't want. So ironically, the technology that they've created will probably lead to some sort of electronic currency that will be in state hands and actually succeed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't see how Bitcoin goes much more forward with this. I mean, I just you would really have to be willfully sort of. It's a huge risk, I guess, if you have a ton of money and you want to be a part of it. But that's also what inspires people to go out and I don't know, buy memorabilia too. But
Bitcoins and Beanie Babies.
Exactly. I appreciate the call, Ian.